Inspiring conscious minds at conscious times. Welcome back to Troy Let's Talk Real, and I'm Troy. In this particular video, I'm talking to PS5 launch titles day one. I hope you down, ready to discuss this and hear my opinion. And let me know in the comment box below what you think about the PS5 launch titles that's coming out very soon. I mean, these consoles are going to be launching very soon, guys. They're going to be in our hands, be in our homes, and I want to know, are you going to be, satisfied with the titles that they actually coming out with? Now, this is my first console I ever gotten, and I've been around for several prominent consoles, such as the original PlayStation 1, and I even go further back than that to the Atari and the ColecoVision, but that's neither here or there. The games that they got coming out day one, let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. This is no IGM cap here. I'm not capping for Sony. I have a PS4 Pro, longtime Sony supporter. But to me, I'm just not satisfied with the titles. But let's get into it. The first title that is on everyone's number one must-have, must-get for the PS5, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man swinging through the city. Insomniac put out a fabulous Spider-Man game for last gen. This new Spider-Man game, Miles Morales, will be last gen and next gen. So if you got a PS4, you still will be able to play it. This is a blockbuster title, I would say. I would consider this game a AAA title. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because the game that it's iterating off of was so great. And I'm sure that they're not going to sway too far from the blueprint of what that game was about. And I'm sure they're going to continue and carry on with the magnificent story. Miles Morales' story is a great story in itself. And I think that between the last game and this game, I think we needed a refresher. You know what I mean? I think we needed a completely new, from the ground up Spider-Man game. This is, from what I'm hearing, is just sort of like an expansion of the last game. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not mad at it. But I would have liked a completely different Spider-Man game, maybe even in a different city. From what's being proposed and what's showed so far, is that this game will take place during wintertime. So I've never really seen a Spider-Man cartoon in my life where Spider-Man is swinging through the city and it's Christmas and there's snow on the ground. I just never seen it before. It's always been like, summertime, spring, etc. So it's going to be very interesting from that aspect of the city, as far as the aesthetics, how it's going to look. Is that going to play a part in Spidey's agility? Who knows, right? But I do believe in Insomniac Games, and I think that they got a hell of a title on their hands. And this is going to be, a blockbuster game. So I'll give them credit for that. I'm still going to rock with it. I kind of wish it would have been exclusive for the PS5, because then I think Insomniac Games could have really pushed the envelope more than what they probably going to push for this particular game, due to the fact that it got to be last gen and next gen. So it's only so many next gen features that they can cram into exclusively, because you don't want to alienate PS4 owners. But I'm looking forward to Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's just my personal opinion. The second game is Astro's Playroom. I mean, listen, this is basically a free game, a game that you can play, try out the PSVR ability, check out the new PS5 controller and haptic feedback allegedly that it has in it. It's designed to get players acquainted with the capabilities of the console and the DualSense controller, which is cool. I'm not even mad at it. It's not even a game that, I don't think you got to pay for this. This just comes with the actual console. So you're actually getting a free game that looks kind of substantial to a degree, as far as the things you can do in it and what it has to offer. So obviously it's not a AAA game, but it's cool, right? It's one, I call it one of Sony's proprietary games that just comes on the console day one and you be able to experience that. Now the third game is a very controversial game because some folks like it, some people don't. And I'm talking about Demon Souls, that Blue Point Games made by Japan Studio. Now, this isn't a new Demon Souls game. While it may be new to some, it's not new to a lot of players because this is a remake of a game that came out already. This is exclusive to the PS5 though. This will not be a backwards compatibility game to the PS4, which is very good. And you know, this is the forerunner of the legendary Dark Souls series. So they've rebuilt it from the ground up, Blue Point Games, and made it very vibrant with visuals, and they use that dynamic lighting and ray tracing. And it's a game that we already had a couple of generations ago, and now it's coming to the next gen, and this is going to be a day one exclusive that you'll be able to get. And if you're into these hardcore, throw your controller at your 4K TV screen, this is that game. This is that game for you. You know what I mean? It's very frustrating. You got to be very tactical at the game. Honestly, you got to know your enemy patterns and behaviors, and you got to remember that and work in unison with that. And I know this is a niche that is scratched by a lot of people. I know a lot of people that I know personally enjoy these Demon Souls, Dark Souls type games. I personally don't enjoy it because I don't want to get upset because the game is extremely difficult from the jump because it's designed to be difficult. Like, I like some competition. I'm mainly a single player gamer in all reality. So I enjoy the competition of what the NPCs have to offer and things of that nature. But I've played Souls games and they can be very frustrating. They can be very hard. I'm really not impressed with it, but it looks good. And I don't know. Maybe I can change how I feel in this next gen console. I might pick it up, who knows? But I want to see some more gameplay of it. The next game is Destruction AllStars. You know what I mean? It's like a roller derby, not a roller derby, a destruction derby racing smash car game. It was originally on PlayStation and it went to other consoles at some point in time. And it's like you're in a big arena and you're driving around in these crash cars that you can crash. And it reminds me of a modern day Twisted Metal. I don't know if you guys are too young or some of you might get it who's around my age, but Twisted Metal was that game. I mean, it wasn't no roller derby. It was actually driving around the city, blowing each other up and shooting at each other. But this is going to scratch an itch for some players. And you know what I mean? It's not really my thing. If you're a Rocket League fan, then you're probably going to enjoy this type of experience. But Destruction AllStars will be a day one launch game that you'll be able to get. The next game, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, made by Sumo Digital Studios. And it's, again, and maybe it's just me, you're set in the open world and you're able to play up to with 4 players and you can explore the world together. And you're going to be able to use the DualSense controller to interact with the environment and to craft different things, so on and etc. Not really a game that I'm looking forward to, but damn sure ain't a AAA title. But you'll be able to get it day one. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Capcom. So Capcom is throwing their hat in the ring early, and they're giving you basically the special edition of Devil May Cry. Obviously, this is a last gen game because I've played this for the last gen on a PS4, and it was pretty good. I'm not going to front. I didn't enjoy the first 3 Devil May Cry games, but I enjoyed 5. And this is a cool game. I'm not going to front. I don't know, other than the downloading speed, I'm not sure if Capcom enhanced this game with the ray tracing ability and the enhanced lighting and gave it the 4K textures. Who knows? I don't know. I saw brief gameplay of it and it looked alright. It looked like what it was on, looked like it was running on the PS4 if you ask me. And being that it's a last gen game, I can't really get too excited for it because I already play it, so I don't see myself buying Devil May Cry 5, even if it is the special edition. I really can't get behind it, but if you are, let me know below. The next game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Ubisoft is dropping quite a few games within the next 3 months. I'm letting y'all know right now. They going balls to the wall. They're going hard. But also, again, I have to mention, to be honest, that this game, again, is also for next gen and last gen. So you're going to be able to play this on the PS4 and you're going to be able to play this on the PS5. Again, other than the ray tracing, the loading time, the 4K, the enhanced graphics, I really don't see what's really so different about this Assassin's Creed game other than the fact that, you know, it has a new title, it has a new setting, you know, you're a Viking, you know, and you're running through England and you're slaying the locals and building settlements. I mean, what else more could you really want from an Assassin's Creed game at this point in time? Maybe about 5 months ago, some gameplay was leaked of it online on YouTube, and I actually saw it, and I wasn't impressed. But of course, it wasn't in 4K, and you know, YouTube compresses fidelity and visuals. So I'm hoping that there's more to this game other than just running around with an axe and a sword and a shield killing people. You know, I hear there's some base settlement building, so you'll be able to actually expand and build and invest in different areas that you build camps in, etc. I'm sure it's going to be an awesome story. Assassin's Creed always make great stories. It's just sometimes in the Assassin's Creed worlds, they just kind of get mundane and they kind of just copy and paste the last gen game's skin over to a new game, and then they just added a couple of trinkets here that just make it stand out that much more. But I'm probably likely than not going to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the PS5. Let me know if you think that's something that you're going to get. Are you interested in that? The next game is called Pathless. Giant Squid Studios created this, and this is from the creators of the sub-aquatic adventure game Abzul. And I enjoyed Abzul. I'm not going to front. I played it. I thought it was going to be just like a, you know how they have those walk simulators? I thought it was going to be like a swimming simulator, but actually it was very intuitive. I enjoyed the gameplay. I enjoyed the music was beautiful, and it wasn't really hard. It's not a game that you're trying to beat. It's a game that you're trying to experience. So I want to see where the Pathless goes next with this particular title. This has been a last gen title as well, so it's not like it's a new title that you're going to be getting. They're just porting this over to the PS5, and it is what's going to be. Fortnite. We all know Fortnite's everywhere. Fortnite's on your phone. Fortnite's on your tablet. I mean, you just can't get away from Fortnite. I suck at it. So I haven't invested more than maybe an hour into the game because I just really didn't find it appealing. But there are a lot of people who find this game appealing. And the fact that it's free, you'll be able to get it. And, you know, you like that whole battle royale type deal, you'll be able to play it on the next gen. I mean, Epic Games, they know what they're doing. You know, you're going to get faster frame rates, you know, 4K. I believe you're going to be able to choose between 4K 60 or 4K 30, depending on what you want. They gave you at least that option. So it's going to look a little bit more polished on the next gen consoles than it looked on the last gen consoles. The next game is called Observer from System Redux. And this was released back in 2017. You know what I mean? This is a game, again, this is a last gen game, but of course with the PS5, you're going to get the 4K textures, you're going to get the HDR lighting, you're going to get the ray tracing. They're going to make this look like it's a game on next gen because it is going to be on next gen. But again, this is a game that we have already, and this is going to be a part of the launch title lineup. I think they could have held this game. You know what I mean? Like, release it next year. Don't put this as a system launch game. And this is just my opinion. You know what I mean? I don't want to see a ton of games that I already played already enhanced day one on the next gen console. I want to see next gen games, but of course, we're going to get a very limited number of next gen games. But a next gen game that a lot of people have been hyped and excited for, I'm not so much myself. Godfall from Gearbox Studios, and Godfall looks very interesting. It's described as a third-person melee action RPG where you play as these mythical warriors and you're fighting these epic enemies and you're constantly upgrading your gear, and your offensive gameplay is a very important component to the game, because I don't believe you can even block in this game. It's completely offensive driven, so your offense is your defense. In other words, there's a lot of bloodshed. It's a lot of loot and gear that you can get. They're going to have you hunting for in this game. Now, I saw the trailers, and the recent trailer that I saw last week, I actually put it up on my channel here. The game looks decent from what I've seen. And mind you, I saw brief gameplay of it. The CGI trailers look like it has like a real epic story to the game from the CGI trailer that I saw. But I'm still up in the air about Godfall, and I'm going to see how it goes. This is not going to be a day one get for me. I'm going to need to see some gameplay. So more likely than not, when this game drops, I'm going to go to Twitch and see who's playing it and see how it looks and see if it's something that I really want to get into. But I'm not just going to jump out the window on Godfall yet. Another game, but this isn't coming out in 2020. This is coming out in 2021. Just Dance, gonna be all right, gonna do my thing. I know I just chopped up the lyrics. I don't even know. I only know the part where they say just dance, and that's the part that I like, to be honest. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I like that part when they just dance, just dance. Actually, I like it when Boogie 2988 did it. He did the video. Well, actually not a video, but I believe it was like maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. Damn, or 5 years ago, where he did a video, and his girlfriend had bought him games, and he was sitting on the couch and she gave him the bag full of games, and he was looking at the games that she bought him, and he came across Just Dance, and he went on that epic Francis rant, and that shit is hilarious to this day. Like, I can go back and watch that Boogie video where he just goes off because she bought him Just Dance, but I'm not getting Just Dance. You know what Just Dance is. I ain't getting it. Next game is called Dirt 5 from Codemaster Studios. This is an off-road racing simulator. Obviously, this is a last-gen game as well. It is enhanced on the PS5, of course, with the 4K, 60 frames to 120 frames per second, HDR, you know what I mean? So this is, again, another game that came out already that you'll be able to get day one. FIFA 21, Electronic Arts Studios, shout out to them. Y'all need to fix Madden. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about FIFA 21 right now, but can we get a different version of Madden? Because we keep getting the same copy and paste. I believe Madden 2021 this year, it bombed. People didn't buy it. It didn't sell as well as they thought it should have. But there needs to be another football competitor, another studio that is licensed to make football games, American NFL football games. But FIFA 21 is out there. It's a very popular game, especially in Europe. I enjoy FIFA. I'm not great at it, but I know it's a really good game because a lot of my friends play it, and I try to play along with them. But obviously, you're going to get the visuals, faster loading, enhanced player models, and animations. That's it. So if this is a must-have for you, if you're one of those FIFA heads, then yeah, you're going to be able to get this day one. Bugsnax, made by Young Horse Studios. Listen, man. Bugsnax is like an offbeat adventure game where players explore an island and they teaming up with other players and collecting insects and things of that nature, and they eating the snacks, and I can't get behind it. Is from the people who made Octodad. You know what I mean? You remember Octodad? Even though it was an offbeat game, it was kind of fun. It was more fun because it was bad. You ever played a game where you was like, damn, this game is bad, but it's good? It's bad good? I have a feeling this is going to be one of those games. But listen, that's just my personal opinion. Don't kill the messenger. Marvel's Avengers, Square Enix Studios. This game is bombing. Like I knew they would. People jumped off the roof. They jumped off the roof and landed on their knees when this game was actually revealed and it was announced, and we saw CGI video of it, and then we actually saw gameplay over the summer. And to me, to be quite honest, I wasn't impressed because they wasn't using the actual real Marvel Avengers characters and in their own likenesses from the Marvel's movies. And I said, well, this is going to be a problem because people already know who Iron Man is. People know how Iron Man sound. People know how the Hulk sound and who the Hulk is, and so on and etc. with the other characters. How are you going to move this B-list character actors over here and have them voice some of these most iconic superheroes? And they still went with it. I was surprised that Square Enix went with it. I thought they would have at least marketed or try to finesse those guys that created or who actually were in the real Avengers movies who actually partake in this, but they couldn't get them. Probably were too expensive. And, I kind of didn't like it from that perspective alone until I saw the gameplay. And then I saw the gameplay loop, and I played the gameplay loop. It reminds me a lot of Destiny 1. If you guys remember, when Destiny came out years ago, at least 5 years ago at this point, when Destiny came out, I was a big fan of Bungie because they did the Halo stuff, and then they split and they said, look, man, we want to create our own sci-fi shooter, and I was on board. And within 2 days, the game was done because there wasn't enough content in the game. So you kind of find yourself doing the same thing over and over and over again, spanning loot boxes and things of that nature, and listen, man, gamers already saying that from what's being reported, there's been a decrease in online players and people playing this game. So unless Square Enix puts some more love and care into this game, I don't see it actually surviving on the PS5 for that much longer. But listen, man, those are the PS5 games that you're going to be able to actually get. There's a ton of up and coming multi-plat titles that's going to be coming out in 2021. Also, there's going to be a couple of multi-plats that's going to be coming out this year. You got Far Cry 6, you got Cyberpunk 2077, you got Watch Dogs Legions. I mean, you got Kill the Justice League, Suicide Squad joint, you got Black Ops, Cold War. I mean, you got games that are coming out that are multi-plat, but I wanted to do this video to give you guys an idea of what's coming out exclusively for the PS4. And those are the games, man. I mean, let me know in the comment box below if you're with it, if that's something that you're still interested in, and are you content with what they're giving us day one. I'm Troy, let's talk real. Peace.